A run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
We have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hi, this is Alex Jones. This holiday season, more than half of our nation is in need of help due to the shattered economy. So now is the time to express the holiday spirit more than ever. Consider helping those you love with the most important gift, a supply of delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. Their holiday gift and family packs start at $99 for a 16-day supply, while their 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals includes a personal backpack in case of a grab-and-go emergency. Order their combo gift pack, and you'll save hundreds, plus get free shipping on your entire order. Call eFoods today at 800-409-5633 or visit them online at eFoodsDirect.com/Alex to find the special. That's 800-409-5633 or eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Okay, I've shot a bunch of video reports, and we're going to air some of them tonight on the Nightly News, 7 o'clock Central, with Aaron Dykes hosting. I also know Mike Adams is going to be hosting. Actually, I think it's Mike Adams tonight, isn't it? And then it's Aaron Dykes next week until I get back in town on Wednesday. But I do want to finish up with a few of your phone calls. And we have a caller on hold. I want to have him finish the story that he was just telling. But I was just looking during the break at one of the videos I just posted. Police nanny state report from entrance of Carlsbad Cavern. And there's a comment here. He says, I went to the airport to see my sister board a flight to California to be deployed to Afghanistan again. As they checked us in at the door, a 55-year-old man grabbed my sister's breast, and I told him not to touch me, so I was griped out and was thrown out. Yeah, now they're going to start the checkpoints out at the entrance to the airport and then at the parking garage, because the terrorists could attack anywhere, and then out on the highway, and then at the mall, and then at your house, because they could hide anywhere. I mean, there could be a terrorist. There could be a terrorist through that green door behind me. There could be a terrorist over there. I mean, they could be anywhere. Only government can keep me safe from this omnipresent, invisible enemy. Oh, but it's not the Arab terrorist. It's the right-winger. They mean the real right-winger or the patriot who understands things and who's done their research.
finishing up with Matt in Minnesota. So, yes, I've seen them say they're going to be in all the malls. First saw this 5 years ago. And the FBI's called for it. And yes, first they're just going to be there and search your bags, just like the airport. But then they admit it's going to move on to breast grabbing, genital grabbing. And you're like, well, I just won't go to the malls. They're going to do it on the side of the highway. And they know in actuaries, you're going to resist a certain number. You will then be called the terrorist, you see. And they don't care if there's going to be a big shooting war with 150 million gun owners. If 1 million fight back, less than 1% fight back, that's an unstoppable army. They want to wreck the whole country. They want the gun owners to have shootouts with pot-bellied TSA and cops and military and all these steroided out people. It's all part of just wrecking everything, just wrecking it. They're taking Salente's bank account now just to freak everybody out. And they're going to take millions more. It's just all part of breaking the will. It's all part of the flaunting. Go ahead and finish your point up. So your buddy's involved in the overall maintenance and things, and specifically at Mall of America. Tell us what he told you. And then I'd like to know if he'd like to be able to get in contact with us clandestinely and come on the show or give us more info. But, I guess that's terrorism, letting a radio host know about TSA groping. Please continue.
All right. Yeah, basically that's just what he had said his supervisor had told him, is that they were getting ready to continue, you're about to roll that out. But the other point I wanted to bring up when you got to mentioning the guns in the Second Amendment is I stay in Minneapolis, so it's Hennepin County here, and they did something, really weird. I was registered to own weapons. I had bought an assault rifle, and I had gotten a DUI, and the rifle was in the trunk of my vehicle. And upon the DUI search, they found the rifle, safe, secure location, unloaded, no problem. But several weeks later, I received papers in the mail for a charge for a felon in possession of a firearm. So, long story short, they used a juvenile felony that I had gotten when I was about 15 to call me a felon.
Yeah, let me stop you. The law and the court rulings say they can't do that. But they don't care now. They're taking people's Second Amendment for DWIs. They're taking the Second Amendment when your wife files for divorce, they come and confiscate your guns for no reason. The Supreme Court ruled they can't do that. They don't care. This is a lawless, crook government. Doesn't mean the average person in it's a crook, but they go along with it. And, folks, America has a cancer, like the Nazis had it in Germany. The Germans did with the Nazis, or the Soviets with the whole system. We've got this. And folks, if we don't have a come to Jesus moment and admit how bad it is, there's no getting out of here. I got to go to this video here in a few minutes, but God bless you. Most local lawyers will sell you out, but that was a false deal they did to you, and you need to fight that. That's a fraud. I am an expert in that area, and I've had constitutional lawyers on to break it down as well. Chris in Montana. And then we're out of time here. We got to go to this report on the UN takeover and police state takeover of America, where you can't even film the wildlife at national parks because it violates the animals' rights. That's not in this report. That's something I forgot to point out that they told us. But go ahead, Chris.
What a previous caller said about pamphlets, that's one of the things that I would love to have get my hands on would be something that outlines all the presidential candidates to give to people. I think that would be a great tool to show people, why to vote for Ron Paul.
Well, Ron Paul's starting to get in first or second place, depending on the poll, in New Hampshire and places in Iowa. The system's scared. All of their attempt to shut him down has not worked. He's got a good chance to win the nomination. There's going to be election fraud, but if we absolutely turbocharge, it's going to be hard for him to do it. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Well, thank you for holding, sir, to bring us that information. I want to thank Aaron Dykes for hosting the show. We're going to play this video and then an audio of myself at Carlsbad Caverns. This is the aftermath video. I shot 3 or 4 others that we're going to play clips of tonight, interspersed with this on the nightly news as it was happening. But, I mean, Carlsbad Caverns, I was here 6 years ago, one of the biggest caverns in the world. It's a true wonder. It blows anything I've ever seen away. So I keep coming back here. And they just treat you like trash. It's about letting you know you're garbage, and more they're trying to restrict people's access to most areas at national parks, and that's now happened here as well. And they lectured us basically about that. So here's this report, and we'll go to break. come back and Aaron will give you examples of how the UN's taking land around the world that was put into these UN biospheres as collateral to the banksters. The banksters are loan shark criminals, the big 6 mega banks. They are involved in a scorched earth, total world government takeover plan. And the name of this video is There Is No Escape from the Police State. Please get it out to everybody. You don't know how long we'll have the internet as we do now. They're moving ahead with all the censorship bills. I also want to say great job to the crew. If you believe in the info we're putting out, want to help get this warning to others, please tell your email list, your Facebook, everything. Your Twitter about Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, the YouTube channel, the 15-day free trial at PrisonPlanet.tv, and more. Okay, here's a little 9-minute report. One of many we'll be filing from the road. Please stay with us. Why does government want to go after Amish people selling their neighbors' milk? Why are they harassing organic farmers? Why are they trying to arrest women with gardens in their yard? You've seen all that craziness. Worse than the old Soviet Union. Because the global technocrats, the Fortune 100, owned by the big 6 mega banks, want to shut down normal, human, self-sufficient society. And to do it, to shut down true independent sustainability, they bring in the counterfeit UN Agenda 21 sustainability. Now, here's an example of this on the wide scale. Look at Greece. You've seen the news articles about all these hundreds of Greek islands. They have hundreds of them, some of which have now been transferred for $6 billion in debt, one island alone, that were owned by the state and the people, have been given to the big mega banks and brokerage firms that actually induced Greece into debt. Do you understand that? They're taking their national and state parks and public lands and giving it to the same big brokerage firms that entice their government to get involved in all this fraud and to sign on to the derivatives that they created. So to bail out the bankers, you then also give them your property. So back in 97, I learned about the executive order Bill Clinton had put into place, transferring our national parks and other key monuments and public lands and buffer zones worth trillions of dollars overall, the minerals, everything, over to the UN as collateral to the IMF and World Bank, just as you see happen in third world countries where the IMF World Bank come in and take the land. We had the executive order. We had the Kentucky legislature talking about it. I traveled around the country, and I would pull into the Grand Canyon, you name it, and politely walk in and say, I'd like to talk about the UN plaque. I'd like to talk about what's happening. And they would blow up and threaten to arrest me. And that's on tape at the Grand Canyon and other places in America, destroyed by design. So I've decided to travel back across the Southwest and visit some of the same national parks and some others that I hadn't visited in that film, like Carlsbad Caverns here in southern New Mexico. And that's why Infowars.com, Infowars Nightly News, is here. That's why we're covering this information. Now, I came here several times as a child. I came here in college. I came here 6 years ago with my wife and 2 children. Now I have a 3rd child. I wanted her to see it before she gets too big. We're here again as part of this research project. I brought my family along on the RV. From the minute we get here, it's changed since 6 years ago. I'm going to run over just some of it, because one thing alone is not a big deal. But as it added and built up, Richard kept saying, well, wonder what's going to happen next. We walk in, and I see some of the park rangers with tasers and guns walking around all tough guy like they're in an airport or something, and terrorists must be everywhere, okay? So I think, well, whatever. You know, maybe they're Forest Service or something. I don't know why they need guns and tasers, but okay. Everything's okay in America. Same visitor center I've been to many times, the elevator ride down 800 feet and all of it. So then I go up to the counter, and I go up, and I was wondering why there was one group ahead of us and why it took so long to get them through. And I thought, man, these people are slow. So I get up there. There's hardly any tourists here today. There's literally more park rangers than there are tourists. I probably saw 40 or 50 total, about 20 at one time. So I get up there, and I find out why. I'm being interrogated. I'm being told rules. And I'm being asked if I've ever been in mine shafts or caves recently, and where. And I said, no, 6 years ago here. I thought it was small talk, but she was asking it real stern, like I was, TSA or something. She was TSA, and I was at the airport. And I said, no, I told you I'm here 6 years ago. And she goes, really? Not anywhere on the East Coast or anywhere there. And I said, no. I said, I've been here the last cave. Well, what other caves you been to? One in Mexico one time, a decade ago or more. A couple around Texas. What caves in Texas? I don't remember the names. And I was like, what's this all about? She goes, you don't worry about that. Here's your tickets. And then I went and asked another ranger, and I said, is it that white nose fungus stuff? And he said, yeah. And my mom's so